I was reading. I didn't read it all, but they were pretty much saying he has all, like, pretty much, I think, all the rights to it. Yes, sir. Welcome back to Redacted Show. I'm your host, Wafiq or Feek, with my co-host, my other host.
Your co-host DanDaDan in the building. Trying to speak louder, speak over my AC unit right now because, as y'all can probably hear, it's blowing pretty hard. But, and I hope I don't sound too nasally because I might be coming a little bit under the weather, but it's all good. You know, episode 99. Woo. 99.
I got 99 problems and a 8-1.
And a subscriber ain't none. We need to get those subscribers up. We're trying to get to that honey bun. That honey do. That $100.
Exactly.
100 everything. Get 100 likes, 100 views, 100 subscribers, 100 episode. We got something very special for y'all planned that 100 episode. But y'all gotta
even do a
subscribe.
Giveaway.
Hey. That's the first time I'll be hearing about it. No.
Which you paid for? What should be?
Before we get into that in the show, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. We really do appreciate all the supporters. Keep engaging with the reels, with the TikToks, and things of that nature. And just always make sure y'all are spreading this word of mouth. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and get straight into it. First thing on the list, it kind of hurts my heart, especially with this new Ryan Coogler movie coming out. You know, Marvel is just kind of taking a big L with this one. This news is kind of late, but we're still going to talk about it anyway. Blade pretty much being canceled. Blade movie is canceled from the MCU.
Is this real?
The reason? Yeah, well, it's like if it's not canceled, it's like indefinitely,
suspended.
On pause, like indefinitely suspended. They have no plans of doing that movie anytime soon. And the only reason why we say that and why that's kind of made the big news rumor reel is because recently during, I think, CinemaCon, they pretty much removed the movie from the movie slates that they had. I think it was originally planned for November 2025. We're in 2025 right now when we ain't heard shit. So we're thinking, okay, they could still move it back between Secret Wars and Endgame, or Doomsday Endgame.
Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Doomsday and Secret Wars. They had like a few movie slots between those movies. One we probably thought would be a Spider-Man movie, which came out, and it's confirmed that it will be because Brand New Day takes place after the movie is released after Doomsday. Yeah. I think the event of that is kind of like
the same time. I think it's the same time as Doomsday stuff is going on.
Like how the second Ant-Man movie was with Infinity War and all that. But anywho, how do we feel about this news, especially with the rise of Sinners coming out this Friday at the time of this recording? Like, what's going on, Marvel? Like, what are we doing?
I think I still don't want to say it's canceled. That I'll put that out there. I'm gonna still say it's not canceled. I'm gonna still say it's not canceled. But
I am. But I'm gonna be the pessimistic when that shit in the garbage.
But for the sake of the conversation, I think one thing Marvel is doing with the movie, and we don't know if this is true or not. This is just me speculating. But we said it a lot of times on the show. It's something they're trying to add to this movie that no producer, director, and everybody that they brought on so far has said, like, I'm going to do that. It has to be like, that's realistically, that's the only way I see this movie not being, why it hasn't been produced, is Marvel's trying to strong arm something into this movie, and all of them are like, no. Because even like, I think it was a few months ago, or it was sometime near late last year, even Mahershala Ali they even had a thing from like an excerpt from him. I'm pretty sure it said like, "Oh, we kind of got a nice script right now that we're like, so we just need to find a director." And then they found, I forgot who they said they found. It's escaped me right now because I don't have that stuff up. But I remember they did find a director, and everything seemed green. And then like weeks later or a few months later, the director's like, "I'm not gonna direct this movie." So either Marvel's trying to strong arm something in this, or they have the worst working environment just for this film specifically. Like
Yeah.
I like I know we always say everybody has said this since this movie has had its delays and cancellations and all this stuff. Everybody's same argument is, how hard is it to make a movie about a man that kills vampires? You don't need some intricate plot. You don't even need Dracula in this. Dracula's in the MCU, but you don't even need him in here. You just need a small clan of vampires and Blade is killing them, and that's all you need.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Because I've also read somewhere where it's like Mahershala Ali is kind of part of the problem in the sense of like he's what did I listen to? It pretty much was like everyone else has a plan, but he's just like not really messing with what he's been hearing or like how like the direction. Like I guess he hasn't made his mind up really. Not made his mind up, but it's just like I don't know. I don't really like that. Like I'm not feeling that. That's what I'm getting type shit. But
Oh, they trying to say he like wishy-washy or something on some of the ideas?
yeah, or just like it's kind of holding up progress on top of in and out directors, movie slates going on. And now I don't think they're gonna get rid of the Blade character completely. Obviously, we have Blade coming in the Marvel Zombies TV series
I'm saying
as
he
Moon
voiced,
Knight Blade.
yeah, he voicing that.
Yeah, and I think they're just gonna use him in other team up movies. Like they're still working on a Midnight Suns movie, which will probably come out after Secret Wars, and just have him sprinkle in other areas. But in terms of a Blade movie, I agree. Like there should be no reason it should be this hard. And I think I talked about this on the last time there was like some bad news about this movie. It's just like I feel like they're just trying to get it right, and they don't want to mess up. And maybe they're trying whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to.
They're trying too hard.
Maybe they're trying too hard, or just like trying to outdo the first one. And it's like, as much as y'all may think y'all can, y'all never will, and that's okay. That's okay. Like the first Blade is in like the superhero movie Hall of Fame.
It made the MCU shoot.
It made all this superhero interconnected universe, like superhero media, possible. Also, apparently, well, go ahead.
You need to throw us in the writing room. I have a story. I have a story out by the end of the day.
Well, speaking of who was in that writing room, apparently our friend Beau DeMayo made 3 drafts actually for this movie for the MCU before he got fired.
For real? Freak DeMayo? Yeah. That's his new name. Freak DeMayo.
And he might be a freakazoid, but when he's in that writing room, he can make some good shit. I think the first draft, one of the drafts was pretty much like a raid style movie where it's Blade going in rescuing this apartment building because the apartment building is overtaken by vampires, and the person who owns it or is like controlling everybody in there is Lilith, who we know is a main like MCU villain, or not MCU, but just Marvel villain to Blade. So it was just gonna be like a one night movie where he just going in there and not taking over, but just like taking out the evil vampires. And then it was another one where it was a spin on Lilith, where he was gonna end up it was like a search and rescue mission, and they were gonna rescue this girl, and the girl, it was gonna end up being like a reincarnated version of Lilith, and Blade having to determine like if she's got to take care of this person or she gotta put her in the dirt type shit. But and I forgot what the third one was, but and I'm like, I would be personally okay with just a one night, Daywalker raid movie where he's just going into an apartment building, fucking shit up, fucking up vampires. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to just make a hell yeah brother movie, because that's essentially what Blade is.
It's a hell yeah brother
for
movie.
Niggas. But I don't know. I'm speechless at this point. Like, Marvel, what is going on? And we already know Ryan Coogler across the street, not DC, but Warner Brothers, a Disney rival. All the screening we've heard about that movie is, A1. Like, this is the best
Blade. Hey, let's leave Blade alone. Look, Blade. Hey, look, right now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end off with this for my Blade topic. If Blade happens, I'll be happy. If it doesn't happen, I mean, at this point, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be real mad. But it's just they need somebody to come save them. But that Sinners, can we talk about? Not, I don't want to talk too much about it, but for people that don't know, Sinners is a Ryan Coogler film. If you've been living under, I don't know where, a bridge. Ryan Coogler film coming out this week, Friday, the 18th. And as we said before, it covers two twins. They're pretty much party promoters. They're opening up a club, and then lo and behold, some vampires show up. That's a very choppy synopsis of the movie. But for people that don't know, Ryan, so far on Rotten Tomatoes, we don't really care about Rotten Tomatoes, but we still look at it sometimes. That film has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Every Ryan Coogler film has had at least like an 85 or higher, or 82 rating. And so far, people have been describing Sinners as an almost Avengers, not Avengers per se, but like the way the film is, the magnitude of the film and how you feel. They said, a lot of people have said it's like Avengers style, or just like these giant film, like any big film you think of, they said Sinners is that, and it might be more. So I've been trying to like contain my excitement for this film so I don't go in there like overly excited, but I apologize for what I might become after watching this film.
Oh my gosh. Marvel, y'all got people in house. You got Ryan Coogler. You got niggas.
Yo.
At this point, Mahershala Ali is just gonna age out of the role. No matter how bad he wants to do it, and no matter how bad I want to see him as Blade, like by the time they get around to storyboarding, that nigga might be 65. How old is Mahershala Ali right now? He's already 60.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna bring back Wesley Snipes.
He's already there.
It's only one.
You know that line in
only one Blade.
That line in Daredevil, Deadpool Wolverine is becoming more and more real by the day.
How did he know? How did he know? How did he know?
He was in the room where it happened.
Wesley was listening to them talk about that movie. He said, "This shit not happening."
Yeah. No, but apparently that movie is supposed to have like more than just vampires in it.
Yeah, so I heard it's supposed to be other supernatural things or creatures, whatever in there. But man, I love a good horror film. I love a good thriller. And Ryan Coogler is slowly but surely becoming one of the best directors of our generation. I don't care. You can say what you say about some of his films. They all good to me, but he is really, I think, one of our best. He's really one of the best directors we have right now, and I think it's real cool that Christopher Nolan, because he said it in his interview. He was like, Christopher Nolan is his mentor, so he talks to him a lot about films, and so I think that's one awesome thing too. Because if you got Christopher Nolan as your mentor,
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard for you to fail. Now, my only concern is because you know how these big industries get. Like, let's say this movie, because I don't know the budget of this movie, but let's say this movie doubles, triples its budget. You know what that means? They're gonna be forced to make a second one. And my fear about that is like Ryan Coogler makes good movies, but I just want this to be it. I just want Sinners blank. That's it. I don't know if I want a second one. Now, I haven't seen it first. We'll see how it ends. But if it's just if some movies don't need a sequel, just let it bask in its greatness in that one. And that's my fear.
you know, one good thing I will say about the movie, obviously we haven't seen it, but one good thing from like a production standpoint, all that is like they said, because a lot of time when a lot of these directors make films, pretty much the studios technically have most of the rights to it. Quite a few times, like even though it may be, this is me giving an example. I don't know if this is real, so this is me giving an example. Say the Russo brothers made a next Marvel movie. Well, Marvel owns all the rights to it. The Russo brothers are just the directors. Obviously, this is an example. I don't know if that's how it wordly works. So this is a very loose example I'm giving. Let me preface with that before people come in here trying to get technical. Well, that's not how the language works. So shut up. But pretty much for Sinners, Ryan Coogler, I didn't read it all, but they were pretty much saying he has pretty much, I think, all the rights to it. Warner Brothers is just kind of like just the outlet for it, for this film. So I was like, okay, you keeping all the rights from what I'm reading. We don't know if it's true, obviously, but from what I'm reading, you're keeping all the rights to everything and all this stuff. This movie, I'll say this movie's gonna make, I think it might make $1 billion.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I don't know, man.
It's gonna be high. It's gonna
be high. I don't know about $1 billion. That's
because
$1 billion is a lot.
Bro, this is, but you got to think movies. So this movie, one other thing is it was shot with 70 millimeter for IMAX, and the last time they released a movie like that was when they re-released Interstellar. That was the last movie that's been shot on like that style, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was one other movie in between. So they're doing special 70 millimeter showings, and it's only 25 of those theaters in the world, which is crazy to me. And the fact Dallas has one just is, but Dallas has one, San Antonio has one. It's like 3 in California, and there's the rest of them are kind of like, I think New York has one. The rest are kind of like overseas, but it's only 25 of those theaters, and they doing special screenings for that. So I was like, look, it may not make $1 billion, but it's gonna be one of the highest grossings for this year, at least. This year, it's gonna be one of the highest grossings. I'll say that now. I think it'll be top 3 for this year.
Now,
what?
This movie's budget was $90 million.
Bro, it's making that out the. It's making that shit on Thursday.
It's making that in one night.
Fuck the weekend. It's making that the opening night, the early release night, that Thursday. It's making that 90 million back. Opening weekend. What's your prediction? Opening weekend.
Opening weekend, I think 150.
I was around there. I was thinking like 130, 170 in that range. It's doubling its money easily. Like
easy.
and that's just I'm thinking about just like I'm not even thinking about worldwide release. I think
No, I'm
US
thinking like
US
U.S.
alone
alone
is gonna make that night.
U.S. alone is gonna get a good 50
Shit, Texas alone.
mil.
But
It's
yeah,
gonna get a
no.
good 50 out of the country just out of the first 2 nights.
Yeah. And I think another thing that helps this movie um is Ryan Coogler himself. Like they just released a video of him talking about all the different formats of the film and how to watch it and just his viewpoints on those as well. I think more directors should do that because one, obviously you know what they know. You know they know what they're talking about, obviously. But I think seeing them explain it and talking about why they like certain formats as well is real good insight just from like the common person. Just to see like,
Yeah.
okay, this is why they love their craft so much because this aspect ratio speaks to them this way, the way this sound design is, and all this other stuff. So I thought that was real cool that he went and did that little interview talking about all the different ratios and everything. So hey man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great movie.
Yes, indeed. Something Blade wish it could be. But staying in the Marvel realm, so there's been some drama kind of brewing about some Fantastic Four. It came out that they're doing reshoots, and usually when you hear that, you're like, "Oh, but so you thinking like shit getting script cut out, whatever." But let's calm down, guys. All movies go through reshoots. It's probably just CGI editing and just cleanup. And there's been like some other kind of drama surrounding the news in terms of, I think you sent me it, the
I know
Flash, not the Flash. Johnny Storm, I think, came out and pretty much said that he is going to be a different.
spin
The
on it.
actor for Johnny Storm came out and said it's going to be a different take on him. Whereas
Yeah.
where in the previous ones he was like a ladies' man. This one I forgot the exact quote, but he's basically gonna be different.
Yeah. From what I got from the quote was he's still technically a ladies' man, but just not in the way it was in the 2000s.
Yeah,
Like the 2000 version with Chris Evans, that was like the Playboy, like
yeah.
very that era ish. Um, and so this version, from what he was kind of saying was, he was saying, well, do women today think that that's sexy? I think that's what he said in his little excerpt. And then he says some more about it. Let me find it.
But yeah, there was that, and then pulling up the tweet right now. But Vanessa Kirby, who was playing Sue Storm, Johnny Storm's sister, Reed Richards' wife, and future mother to their child, came out and said she incorporated aspects of malice in her portrayal of Sue Storm. Pretty much, I'm gonna read the quote first, but saying I was obsessed with that character of her life, so I wanted to make sure that there were tones of malice in there with her, that she wasn't just the stereotype of a goody sweet mother. How do we feel about this? This news, like all this stuff. First of all, for those who don't know who Malice is, she's pretty much just like the evil kind of darker half of Sue Storm
Yeah.
in the character in the comics.
Yeah, it's just an alternate version of her. I mean, I'm fine with it because one thing we know, like I might say this every episode. We know these niggas don't read. Um, so every time they get angry about a actor saying, "Well, I actually took time and read something, and I think I want to incorporate these parts of this character into what I'm portraying, they always go up in arms. Well, why are you doing this, nigga? You don't know who that character is. Shut up. But um, I'm not mad at it because I think it will give a decent spin. Because it's not like she's saying I'm going to be Malice instead of Sue Storm. She's saying I'm incorporating parts with into the character, which makes sense because since that is the alternate version of her, it's gonna be parts of both in each character. One isn't just 100% itself when it comes to them. But I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think she's gonna be overboard with it. I think she's still gonna be comic accurate. Just because with the way this whole cast has been talking about their characters, one, you can tell that they've actually been doing research. When what's his name? Cousin Eben. Is it
Yeah,
Eben Moss or Eben Ross?
Ebon Moss Barack. Looking up right now, but the people know who you're talking about.
When he was
Ebon
talking about
Moss.
yeah, Ebon Moss, when he was talking about the thing, and then he brought up Jack Kirby, didn't he? In his interview, yeah, you bringing up Jack Kirby, you read some shit. Have y'all don't even know who Jack Kirby is or who he made, so he knows some shit. But I think all of them are gonna do good portrayals, and then also you got to think these are the '60s versions of them, so I wouldn't really want them acting like a 2025 version of the characters. And I think that's one thing they've kind of been showing with every weekend they tweet that damn first clip from the trailers talk about we have family dinner every Sunday at 7. They've been tweeting that since the trailer dropped. They tweet that every Sunday. And to me that's almost like a constant reminder, like, look, this is in the 60s. Calm down. They're gonna be acting different. Yes. Granted, it's a futuristic 60s, but it's still in the 60s regardless.
Yep.
But yeah, how do you feel about like their comments, or her comments at least?
It's just one of those things where I think people want their version of whatever their character is so bad. And this isn't just like a Fantastic Four thing, but just any sort of comic book media thing. They want their version. They want to see their whoever they believe that person is. They want to see that. And whenever they don't get it, all hell breaks loose. But as a comic book fan, you're going to have, again, I said this before, you're going to have different spins on different characters when you have different writers and artists too write and are tasked to make a story with these characters in this IP. So I'm interested to see that on the big screen. And like you said, it's not like she's going to be her come Jump Street, but it's just leaving a window for that opportunity later down the line when if they do want to adapt that, they can, or just showing those undertones. And This also kind of tells me a little bit about the movie in the sense of, because when we saw that first teaser, it painted them as like the perfect family, like all clean and bush and just so perfect, no blemishes. And it's like, whereas behind the scenes, and obviously in this world, you could tell they're probably the most famous people on the planet, like the Beatles. But behind the scenes, there might be some it ain't so clean on the other side, and we might see those undertones of malice in those different scenes and conversations, or just like this isn't like the perfect family they want America and the world to see.
Exactly.
So I was just like, who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, who cares, man? We get Fantastic Four again. Y'all should be just excited off that. But yeah. I get it. Because, again, everyone wants their version or who they think their character should be on the screen. It's the same problem with the whole Green Lanterns casting shit. me included, I'm guilty of it. I'm like, I wish Aaron Pierre was a bit darker, but I know Aaron Pierre is a good actor, so I'm not necessarily super mad about that.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing people have to, I think, not even, well, yeah, adjust to is like, yeah, you can want a character a certain way, but at the same time, you should be open enough to a character. As long, to me, as long as the base of the character is there, as long as it's not some drastic change, then I think it's okay
And then I
for the
also
most
think
part.
a little bit of that is just people. People are always gonna be pessimistic. It is just like a sprinkle of trolling slash people always being negative on these mediums like Instagram and Twitter. So he's like, you gotta be mindful of that and
Yeah,
not take everything you see on the internet seriously. Cause they probably don't even take themselves seriously with some of the shit you be seeing on these websites. But
facts. How you feel about
anywho,
since we are talking about Fed Tech before, how you feel about your boy's comments? Your boy Freak DeMayo.
what do you say? You sent it to me. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find it. Oh,
Um.
okay, yeah. He what Feig is talking about. So the MCU direct on April 10th posted that Joseph Quinn, who was playing Johnny Storm in the new Fantastic Four movie, addresses how his portrayal, pretty much everything we just said. He says, "quote He was branded as this womanizing, devil-may-care guy, but is that sexy these days? I don't think so. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings." So pretty much, I guess in his mind, he's not trying to put on this persona of this dickhead,
Mhm.
which was kind of how Johnny, at least Chris Evans' Johnny was in those first two movies. And then Beau DeMayo quotes it, saying they pulled this softening shit with Namor too, which I'm not really even sure what he means by that. Like, what is he kind of talking about?
Look, bro. I don't know what that what that motherfucker talking about, bro. He had another tweet right below it where he's talking about Batman, and I just
I'm
wanted
reading that right now because someone I'm not reading that name,
yeah, don't
but
read that.
he was like, "Yeah, I have a problem with this style of writing as well." My actor slash producer friend who does stage, I don't. Okay, you're filling in. My actor slash producer friend and I were talking about this and how we wanted more characters who casually smoke weed in a non-stoner comedy way. I think it reduces character complexity. "Quote, oh, he only does good things because he's the good guy." End quote. That's my biggest problem with Marvel's list of things Spider-Man can't do. Uh, Homosexuality incidentally is one of them. You need to let characters explore things. My problem with that quote, especially with his point about Spider-Man, is just like Spider-Man can be anything.
Exactly.
Peter Parker cannot. That's the key. Spider-Man can be whoever you want it to be. The Spider-Verse tells us that. Peter Parker has to be Peter Parker. If you change anything about Peter Parker, that's a no-no. You don't do that. Because Peter Parker in his life is what makes his character so relatable, so loving, and just like why people gravitate to him so more, because he's literally going through. He's just a regular dude trying to fit everything in, and he never gets what he wants at the end, which makes his character so great and tragic.
Mhm.
Like there's like Peter Parker is not the same as Miles Morales, and not the same as Ben Riley. He's not the same as Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen. They're not the same person. If you want that kind of Spider-Man, you can find that somewhere else. That's not Peter Parker, which I think is
Exactly.
what he was getting at in this comment. But Beau DeMayo goes under there and says Marvel's version of Batman would find criminals, give them money to go to rehab and then check in with them 6 months to make Gotham better. No part
Bro,
of Batman's complexity is he's a rich man who processes his trauma by being a vigilante that violates due process with his fist. You understand why he's doing it, but it's also uncomfortable, which is why his character has so much potential and growth as Alfred and the Bat family challenge him to reflect on his own hypocrisy and darkness.
the thing about that quote, I had to say this on the pod. Beau DeMayo, you're a fucking idiot. How was your first sentence saying Marvel's version of Batman would find criminals, give them money to go to rehab, and then check with them every 6 months to make Gotham better? When that's literally what Batman does. That's why they have Arkham fucking Asylum. And that's why in all these cartoons, he fucking takes them there and then he visits them periodically. You fucking
to make sure them niggas are there.
Exactly.
And to treat some of them like a Hannibal Lecter type character. If he needs some insight, I know such and such is in Arkham. Let me ask him. Come on, man. You gotta think.
You are a
niggas
fucking
don't be
fool,
thinking,
bro. It's too much freak in your brain, man. Like, god dang, bro. I just had to bring that up because I read that. I said, no way you just said Batman, like Marvel's version of Batman would do this when that's literally what Batman does. And we have all these instances where he sits down with, you could say mentally insane, clinically insane, whatever you want to say. He sits down with these villains and he talks and he helps them with their problems. Granted, yes, he does whoop their ass most of the time, but a lot of times he does try to help them with rehab. You see that with freaking Mr. Freeze. You see that with, I forgot the little
Joker.
girl.
It just don't work.
I forgot the little girl's name from the cartoon where he sat on the he literally was talking to her when it was on the swing and she passed away. Like literally, that's another example. It's so many iterations. Harley Quinn, bro. Literally every one of his big bad villains, damn near, he sits down and advocates for. Even Two-Face, he even was like, Two-Face just needs help. He said Harvey just needs a little help, and he paid for I'm pretty sure he paid for like his medical stuff. And
probably did. You got infinite money.
Yeah.
Batman. What I learned about Bruce Wayne. What I learned about Bruce Wayne, he's as rich as he needs to be for the story to function.
Yeah.
Ain't no quantity of how much money he got. He has enough. enough to make the story work. But yeah, come on, Beau.
Nah, stay, Beau. Get away.
Yeah, get away from me. Get away from me. Going to the DC realm across the street. So James Gunn, a few days ago, or I think last week, he posted a new trailer which had a little snippet of it was a continued scene of the Superman falling out of the sky in the Arctic scene where Crypto saves him and they go to the Fortress of Solitude. And in this trailer, he is accompanied by his super. Please forgive me because I don't. Yeah,
I don't remember their name.
Bot. I don't know their names either. I just know the key thing is they're canon, and they were pulled from all. I think it was, what was that run? I think All Star Superman, where he actually has these bots, and they just help him around in the Fortress of Solitude. Where pretty much they carry him up, they take him to their operating table. He gets a beam of light shined on him to obviously help heal him because Superman heals from sun rays. We understand that. We went to school. And in this scene, he's screaming for his life because as the sun is hitting him, it's rearranging his bones. I think in the scene he said he got like 40 some broken bones. So the sun is fixing all that. Well, that went to Twitter and people was in a fit. They was like, "This is my Superman. Superman, boy, I see this. He's just a bitch ass nigga. If my Superman would." And then this is where all the Snyder Bros came out because it was so many side by side snippets of that happening, of that scene, and then the scene where Henry Cavill's Superman is in the Arctic, and he's just whatever happened to him, the sun shines on him, and you remember that scene. He puts his fist down,
and
he gets his strength back, and then launches up. And it's like, oh, my Superman would never. My Superman don't need no robots. My Superman a real nigga. My Superman not no bitch.
Your Superman died too.
Exactly. Feek, how do we feel about this? How do we feel about this part? Because the second half is just basically the first trailer, but just with sound on it. I'm just like, are we serious right now? Like, y'all must be bored.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all niggas are bored.
When I watched it, I was fine with it. I will say the only thing I did think, I was like, damn, it's taking him a long time to heal. That's really the only thing I can think of where it was kind of negative to me. I was like, damn, this nigga. I said, I don't know who whooped him, but because he taking this long to heal.
Because in that movie they got Ultraman, not Earth 3 Ultraman, just clone Superman.
Yeah, so
obviously
that's who launched him.
Yeah, he gotta get his shit rocked after that, especially if this is his first. I don't know how long he's been Superman. It seems like this is a lived-in universe, so he's probably been Superman for, I'd say, a couple years. But this is definitely his first time fighting someone of this caliber.
Yeah, that's definitely what it seems like.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah, so honestly, I feel like the negative, I could see where you're like, oh, why is he screaming so much? But I mean, he got his ass whooped. But at the same time, I think people are so used to the invincible Superman, like the Superman that just nobody can touch except for Batman. Some reason, that's a topic for a different day. But people are so used to that Superman that wins everything that they're not used to seeing Superman actually get whooped. They're used to freaking what is that one where he's all golden, Superman 1,000,000? Is that?
I think so. Or by Superboy Prime.
Yeah, they're used to death battle type Supermans, the ones from YouTube where they be like, yeah, Superman can do this. Like, bro, it's a freaking it's like comic book
Superman
movie.
Still
Calm
can,
down.
but exactly. I'm just like, bro. Well, my thing behind it is like, imagine all your broken bones are getting reformed back together with no anesthesia.
You got some robots.
You're gonna be screaming too. You're gonna be in pain too. So
that's the other thing. They, you
come on,
a good point.
You gotta have common sense. I understand he's Superman, but goddamn, that shit's still gonna hurt. His bones are literally reforming in his body with no anesthesia, just sunlight.
That junk's snapping back together and shit. Like, boy, y'all stub y'all toe and start crying. Like,
y'all niggas be stepping on Legos and out for the day. Oh my God, I literally thought that was funny. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, where it's like some things on the internet you just can't take seriously. You had to laugh at, because I was going through there. I'm like, y'all can't be serious right now. Like this was literally this, man. When I tell you the Snyder Bros came out in full force when that trailer dropped.
Mm-hmm. It was another tweet I had seen talking about the robots themselves. They was somebody said how they said how why did that robot say they have no personality if this one got excited with Superman recognizing
I
it?
seen that same
And
tweet. I'm like, bro,
somebody said, "Do you not?" Somebody said, "Are you really watching something that's sci-fi and you don't understand what an input personality is?" They said you. They said you are dumb as shit. They said these things. They said they don't have emotion, but they have fucking personalities built into them. I'm like, bro, you can see that in Star Wars. You see that any. I don't got to name the what sci-fi things. You see that in
Star
any
Wars,
sci-fi.
Star Trek, fucking even these old ass cartoons like fucking Space Ghosts and shit. I don't know, like
even fucking even Tony Stark's AI, bro. Jarvis. What's the new one? Sunday. Ain't that the new one?
Friday.
Friday. They got personalities built in, bro. Stop nitpicking. Just because Jack Snyder not coming back don't mean y'all got to be angry all the time, man. Go outside, bro. Breathe some air.
Well, I've also noticed like people have been trying to find anything to hate on this Superman movie, like just anything to hate on James Gunn's DCU, and I'm like, do y'all not understand? They're about to take Marvel's lunch money in the next 5 years. Marvel's on a decline. DCU is on an incline. It's only going to be up.
To me, it's not even about taking Marvel's lunch money. Like, why do y'all want a movie to fail? Like, granted, I think there is some stipulation where you could see a movie and you be like, I need this to fail. But that's rare case. That depends on like if an actor is just
Sony. Any movie Sony makes, I was nothing but dread and failure on that movie.
It's like certain. But see, that's like a rare occasion because Sony ain't making 100 movies. But like for movies like thank this, God. Thank goodness, bro. Because could you imagine 100 Metal Whips? Metal Whip Part 30. Hell no. But you get what I'm saying. This is like, why are y'all so gung ho to have a movie fail? That's y'all not getting paid for. Like, don't see it. Y'all don't got no money in this.
They don't have
you don't got no money in this shit. No. Why you want the movie to fail, bro?
Because you know they're gonna go pay money to see this movie in theaters.
They gonna be first in line. They already got a notification on their phone for when the ticket drop. They gonna be first in line in the middle of the theater, and they're gonna be smiling, happy as hell watching it. But then when they get out, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it was mid." Shut up. You can enjoy things, bro. I promise you can enjoy something. You don't have to put on some fake internet persona. You can smile. You could be happy. You could be happy. Calm down, bro. Just watch your movie.
Please. But with that being said, we are going to go into our infamous psych. We're not doing that yet. And the reason why I'm saying psych is because I completely forgot about our Like a Little Redacted segment. We're going to do that first. So, first things first. DanDaDan.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Oh, my bad. Keep going.
DanDaDan season 2 has been slated for this July. They also came out saying that they're making a movie for the first 3 episodes of that new season. How do we like, love, or redact this 3-part?
Y'all know my viewpoint.
Movie anime idea. My thing is, those movies never. I blame Daredevil.
Demon Slayer.
Y'all can tell I've been watching too much Daredevil, but
that is like the 4th time you've been
Demon Slayer. I blame Demon Slayer for this because they got that lightning in a bottle movie with Mugen Train. They duped everybody because they just made it seem like this was y'all had to see this movie because it's canon. Y'all had to see it in the theaters. If you miss it, that's your ass. Just for them to release the shit on Hulu and Crunchyroll in parts a month or few months after that. And once they did that, they threw out all credibility and like all respect for these type of movies because we as an audience know it's just a money grab and this is gonna eventually come to our streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna eventually see this in the comfort of our own home. I'm not spending money on an anime movie that I know is canon. Now they can do whatever they want with these non-canon movies, but in terms of a canon event, no Spider-Man pull intended. But they like me as an audience. I know I'm gonna see this in my home later. Eventually, I'm gonna see this in my comfortable home. Eventually,
Yeah.
they can't fool me again.
And I think what they need to do instead, and I mentioned it, but I think what these anime studios need to do instead is stop following that Demon Slayer build. Stop doing the movies at the beginning of your season.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm not gonna say there's no stakes at the beginning of the season, but like I know I'm still have to watch the rest of the season. I think you can get more people and have if you want to do some fanfare type deal, do it at the end of your season. Do like the 3 episode, your 3 final episodes. Make it you can release your movie before those episodes, and then that could be like a fanfare because then you had that excitement of like, dang, I just see the finale. I done seen all this stuff. But also in saying that, you should do it for your final season.
Exactly.
Don't do it for no season 2 when I know you got 4 more seasons left already.
That's what I'm like this should be an event, like especially a finale, a send-off event.
Exactly.
I don't need to see now. I don't know if the movie is just gonna be like a hour and a half long special on Crunchyroll. I don't know if this is getting a theatrical release. It might just be like a Netflix hour and a half long special.
No, I think it's theaters. Movie.
That's even worse. That's the dumbest thing ever.
I didn't read the article. I think it's theaters. But I would say
redact that.
Yeah, redacted. I would say just to add on to it, I think one studio that did a okay job. It was still, I won't say it was bad because I went and watched it. I was gonna watch regardless. But Attack on Titan, because I had said it before when they was doing all them part 3 of the final season. I said this was fully. You could tell how by the way they chopped that up. That was supposed to be a full movie, but for some reason that we will never know about, they didn't release it as a final movie to begin with. So that was probably some production mishap they had, where they was like, "Damn, we just gotta release this shit now." But I went and watched the final, because it was the last 2 episodes, they had as a movie. I went and watched it, and when I tell you it flowed so well in that theater, and I said, "Yeah, this is." I said, "I know I've seen this lady already, but cinema." That's the one time. One of the probably last times I'll pay to watch something I've already seen like that in theaters. But yeah, I think they should do what they should do from now on. It's final season, final 3 episodes. If you want to do a movie, do it like that.
Yeah. But with moving on to the next one, Paramount, I guess, has some advice for movie theaters. Their list included limit trailers, no ads, matinee pricing until 6 p.m., and discounted tickets on multiple weekends. Fee, do we like, love, or redact Paramount's advice to movie theaters?
I'm not gonna lie, they cooking.
They're especially cooking with that matinee till 6.
Boy, they do that. Man, I do already pay for stubs, but shoot, hey, that's a great pool, and I think, I'm pretty sure they also said have it to 45 days, right? Instead of that damn 2 weeks they be doing now. I think
2 weeks. What?
Like how long movie? I'm joking, but how long movies be in theater now? I think they said up into 60 days or 45 days now. But yeah, no, well, everything they talked about, I say love. Especially, honestly, the ads too. Well, really the trailers, because trailers used to be 15 minutes. Trailers now, I've timed it. Every time I go see trailers, it's 30 minutes, like minimal.
My theater, well, probably because I'm in a small town, but the theater I go to, that shit only like 15. They made so like
They said we don't
3 or 4 trailers. Because I try to pull that, I got time type shit. I can show up maybe 20, 30 minutes. I did that for Brave New World. I walked in that bitch. That movie already started. I walked in that bitch. That shit, I already missed like that first.
Little
it was like at the end. It literally was like the aftermath of that first fight scene where they were in when
they fight the Serpent Society.
The Serpent Society. I'm like, well, these niggas don't play. Speaking of movies, last movie I seen was Novocaine. That movie actually wasn't that bad. It was pretty funny.
Dang, I need to see if it's still showing.
No, I think movie. I want to see. I don't know if I'm gonna see it today. That Warfare movie.
I want to see that. I want to see that. I'm about to say that Counting. Yeah, that's coming out. The Counting 2, but the Amateur. That looks good. Black Bag. That was some real spy shit. Real spy shit.
Interesting. Our bag is black. Our blag is black and our Lambo is blue. Moving on to the next one. So we get a first trailer of the Predator animated film that is releasing June 6th this year on Hulu. Big, you seen this trailer? Love. We're not even gonna finish because this trailer was literally what I've been preaching they need to be doing for the Predator character since Prey. Just drop the Predator in any period of time. It's gonna work. It don't matter. Not aliens, like space cows, whatever. Boom, the Predator shows up. Now you got to deal with this nigga. Old Ronin samurai type timeline. Boom, the Predator shows up. Now you got to deal with this nigga. World War II, you're bombing cities, whatever. Boom, the Predator shows up. Now you got to fight these niggas on top of them other niggas. George Washington trying to fight for George Washington's trying to fight for his independence. Crazy, bro.
You got George Washington fighting a predator? Holy shit, bro! Could you imagine?
They call that movie 1776. Predator 1776 is the American Revolution, and the Predator shows up. And now the British and American, they got to figure out who is killing us. You got Paul Revere in that bitch.
That's why you got
talking about there's a fucking the Predators are coming. The Predators are coming.
You got George in the woods because he was like 6'3" or something. He was tall for that time.
He was big.
You got George
chopping trees down.
Fight a predator in the woods, bro.
That movie would break the internet.
I'd be first to see that because I'd be like, "What?"
I just gave them free game. Now that movie's coming out. If that movie don't come out,
I'm telling you, put us in a writing room.
Put us in the writing
room. We'll get you. We'll make y'all $1 billion.
The next one is, this really isn't more so I like it, love Redacted. This is more just a discussion because we're both going to say Redacted. But so the chicken jockey trend. If you know what I'm talking about, Minecraft movie has come out. apparently it's this trend going on where there's a scene in the movie where I think they're in some dungeon or somewhere.
They're
There's a
like they the
box that
Fight
comes
Club.
down. Yeah, they're in a basically Minecraft Fight Club. Box drops down is the baby zombie dropping on the chicken. And the infamous words, chicken jockey. Everybody just goes crazy. I seen one, I think Cam sent me one where it was literally fireworks going off in the theater, like a little spark, all that shit, the shooters going off in the theater. And yeah. I'm not even gonna ask that. Like, how do we feel about this bullshit going on in theaters? This is worse than when the Minions movie came out and people were just getting belligerent in there. At least nothing was destroyed. It was just people in suits going in there and being ignorant. This is a whole level of ignorance, though. The movie itself was good. I'm just talking about like the bullshit that was going on.
Shit going on. This is like, I'm not. So I would say Redact. I'm not mad at it though, because I'm just thinking like, at least they're having fun. But I ain't about to go. I ain't about to try to see that with him in there. All the high school, middle schoolers going crazy.
Yeah. If I need a reason, if I needed any more reason to not see this movie, this was it right here.
Yeah, like I'm glad they're having fun, but I mean, it gets to a point, bro. So I'm glad they're enjoying that movie. I seen somebody has stated they said I saw they're like walking into the Minecraft movie with my nephew. Wish me luck. They said did they put a whole excerpt? They said 10 out of 10 experience. They said at one point a middle schooler tried to explain everything to me. They said, and then they said now for the real rating, the movie 0 out of 10, the worst shit I've ever seen.
I was like, well, I remember when they even dropped like a teaser or this movie came out and it was announced. I'm like, I made an effort to just say like, I'm not watching this movie. There's no reason this movie should have been made. There's no reason.
And y'all don't know how much Dana like Minecraft.
I still play that shit to this day. To this day. It's just like, why do we need a movie about Steve? And why is Jack Black playing Steve? It ain't even, it's just Jack Black. It ain't even Steve. It ain't even him trying to be a character. It's just Jack Black.
He the only one that could pull it off. Honestly speaking, for Minecraft, only people they could have used probably him or Jim Carrey. You would need an outlandish style actor.
Yeah. Or no actor and just not make the movie. But staying in the Minecraft positives, the Minecraft theme, not a Minecraft movie theme, but the Minecraft song, like the song Minecraft, has been added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. The songs are chosen for their cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance. This is the second song from a video game to be added in its history. Do we like, love, or redact this news?
I'll say like.
I love this. This just goes to show. I probably added to this registry hour the amount of times I've listened to that shit just studying or going to sleep or on a car ride when I don't want to hear shit. I just want to zone out and zen out. But yeah, love more songs. Actually, just throw that whole Minecraft album C418. Throw him in the registry. And finally, this probably is the most important news ever to be dropped. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has announced Steel Ball Run anime is officially announced. It is coming out. It is in the works. We got a teaser for it. V, do we love? I'm not even gonna finish this because we know we both love this.
We love it. I will say, I still need to finish Jolene's part. I am like, I'm near the very end, but I took a break. But yeah, we love it.
And there is no skipping. You gotta watch all 7.
I seen people today talking about, can I just go straight? Can I skip Jolene's part? Can I skip this part? No. Watch it all. No. It all connects.
It all connects.
Stop trying to skip the homework. Actually, not even homework. Stop trying to skip the peak entertainment.
Exactly. But now it is time to get into our infamous black bag. Please drop the music. Yeah, bitch, I'm in my bag. Yeah, bag, bitch, I just made a bag. Yeah, bag, bitch, I just made a bag. Yeah, bag of beef, bag. I'm very butthurt that I cannot go see him perform without me taking PTO.
Oh, he's going out there
on tour. No, he's not. He's in no city in the Pacific Northwest. Like all his tour stops
south
are like south. I think the furthest north he goes is like Kansas City. I'm like, of course he's gonna be in fucking Kansas City when I'm not there anymore.
I ain't there.
No, I think I lied. The furthest north he goes is Detroit. I think I saw somewhere when he was going to Detroit or somewhere, but no Pacific Northwest city. I'm like, damn, not even fucking Seattle. I understand Portland, but it's not Seattle. But Feek, do you have this episode's Get in Our Bag question?
Yes, I do. I have a Get in Our Bag question. Then I have a little. I want to talk about those tweets more so, like our viewpoints on some of those tweets after this one. So this Get in Our Bag question is delete one of these franchises forever. And the franchises are Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, and Madagascar.
Ooh. I thought this would be easier than it actually is. Shrek is a non-negotiable that has to stay. Oh man, Kung Fu Panda. I think that has to stay as well. You said Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, and
Madagascar.
Yeah,
those are the 4.
Like, Madagascar, that was actually that has to stay. I'm sorry. How to Train Your Dragon, you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I'm the same way. Shrek, it has to stay. It's too iconic.
That's a lock.
The OJ reference alone, pepper spray. I said, all right, you won. That might be the only one that's automatic. Like Madagascar. It's some scenes in Madagascar. If you watch it now, they're so good. Just as an adult watching it. And so now we're bound down to Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon is really good. Arguably one of the best. It's a very great animated film. Franchise in general. But Kung Fu Panda,
that's some funny
that's
shit.
Fed generations, bro. That's fed generations. So
that's
yeah,
some shit.
Kung
You
Fu
can't
Panda.
just leave that. Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon that has to go. If I had to pick one, ooh, that was a good one.
So that was our getting our bag question. The last little piece I want to do is it'll be quick. So for people that don't know or is not on the app known as Twitter, formerly known as Twitter X. So there was a thread going on. Somebody tweeted. They said, "Tweet like you're in the Marvel universe." And from that tweet alone, we had some very, very interesting and funny tweets that came about with it. So what I'm gonna do right now is share my screen, and I'm gonna read off some of these. So this first tweet we have, I'm just gonna scroll through them. This first tweet we have is tweet like you're in the Marvel universe. This white girl just called me a nigga and walked through me. What the fuck? Hey, you know who they talk about, right? Rika and Kitty from the X-Men.
Oh, I was like, that's not Sue Storm.
Yes. And for people that don't
Kitty
know,
Pryde.
in the old comics, Kitty was racist to say the least. Because goodness gracious, there's some panels in there. I said, "Oh, you were a Klansman." The next one we have: tweet like you're in the Marvel universe. Hydra caught me leaking documents to the Avengers.
はあ、ずいぶん早いお迎えだね。さ、俺も行くか。な。
The next tweet we have. So I've been blipped for 5 years and this kid's 2.5, but apparently he's mine. How would you feel, bro? You've been turned to dust.
God.
You come back, your wife, girlfriend, whatever. She's like, "Yeah, we just had my child while you were gone. It's yours." I thought doing the math.
Well, because the way they portrayed a blip is like, for those that were blipped, it literally was you were like gone in a sec, like you're still in the same place, but like nothing changed for you. It literally was a second in your perspective time, but obviously it was 5 years
for everybody else.
Imagine I get snapped right now. 5 years from now, I'm just in someone else's apartment. Like, nigga, what the fuck?
Next tweet. I was dating fine shit for 6 years. Whole time she was a scroll.
Oh,
because it's so many like small things in Marvel that I be forgetting
6
about.
years though, and you ain't know she was a scroll.
Hey, bro, that was good. That was good hiding, bro. That was a secret invasion for real.
I'm like 6 years, nigga. Yeah, maybe 3. 6 years. That long.
Oh man. All right, next one. Dad just returned from the blip. Insurance company wants the life insurance money back.
Oh, nigga. That's a real thing, because at the time when they got blipped, everybody thought they was as good as dead.
Bro.
And it's like, ain't no insurance covering a blip. We ain't even know what that shit was. Especially because we saw that firsthand with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Remember he tried to get a bank loan?
They said,
you ain't got no money.
they said time ain't stop for us.
No, it didn't.
This one, 145% terrace on Wakanda. It's a little video of old boy.
I just know the band director.
My lawyer blind talking about we gonna see this through. Nigga, I'm going to jail.
Well, I know you haven't watched Born Again yet, but there's a scene in there where he's trying to help this guy.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get him. It's spoiling, but like the scene itself it doesn't matter because it was a guy he got caught stealing out of a convenience store, and this was like his second or third time getting caught, and they were trying to give him like a hard sentence, and Matt got him like I think just probation, like a few years probation, and he was like, "Hey man, like, look, I got some good news. I got probation for you." And then homeboy coming in like, basically gonna say, "Nigga, you think that's good news? I still gotta serve. Like, that's all you could do. I'm not doing fucking probation." And they try to spin it as like, man, he's like, "Man, I got a family to feed. Like, I can't go back in that system, dog. Like, I need to get out. Like, I'm not doing probation." And I'm like, nigga,
he just saved you.
You just see this game. You only kid. You're not beating that case.
Oh man, we just got a few more, but this one was hilarious. It said, Trump has posed 87% tariffs on Latveria. Somebody quoted this one. I couldn't find it, but somebody quoted. They said, "Do you know how fast Doom would destroy us?" If Trump did that shit.
Nigga, we'd become new Latveria. The way he would come in.
Them Doom bots about to be on our head. Oh, it was one more. This one, I'm gonna leave with this one. This one says, "Me reading Kanye's 15th Hell Hydra tweet this week."
Bro, he definitely would have been a Hydra agent.
Oh man, but yeah, no, there's more tweets, but that was some of the best ones. So yeah, I just thought that was a little funny because people are creative. It was somebody
were very creative.
It was somebody was like, "My classmate sold his soul for a C to Mephisto."
Oh my goodness. That being said, we're gonna go and get into our final segment, our redacted rule for the pod. For my redacted rule, I know I said this one before, but I'm kind of saying it for myself because in terms of how work is going to be this week for me, the pressure is going to be on. And you're either going to be a rock or you're going to be a diamond. So just saying that again. Yeah, that's my redacted rule.
And my redacted rule is it's lock in. I was trying to think of something else, but it's lock in, and that's like with you. That's a reminder to me. I just need to lock in, bro. Like sometimes you have to sit down and just really talk to yourself and say, lock the in, like just lock in. So it's my rule for this week.
Yes, sir. But that is the end of episode 99.
Whew.
We're about to hit 100 episodes, Freak. Can you believe that?
It's crazy.
I cannot. I remember when we first started, we was at your house, recording on the corner of that little room talking about multiverse of madness. Yes.
We did record up there. Sound was terrible. I didn't know how to edit shit, boy.
Did start out of a box, start out of a square table. And now look at us online on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Going crazy. But we could have made it this far without you guys, without y'all support. And we really want to appreciate y'all for that. We really do appreciate y'all for that.
Facts.
And just thank you guys for the continued support through all the inconsistencies for both of our parts. This might have been the longest 100 episode.
Oh man, we should
in a minute. We should have been at 100.
like mid last year, we should have hit 100.
But we're here now.
That's all that matters.
We want to thank you guys for that. But with that being said, it's been your boy DanDaDan.
And your boy Wafik.
Yeah, we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a flag, keeping all of the hoes on mute. Pull up park, could be yellow with a brew. 48 for a quick burst. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice, it'll drop like ink. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Paramounts came with a mink. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe, cause she know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Then you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on a hoe on my payroll. I get active at night, then I lay low. The salmon was breaded with panko. Drunk in my soup, I believe it was makeup. Got my Soviet clutching the Draco. You said it was bacon, we taking your cake though. I got the tree like a poplar. Banker. Up in that Tim, ain't no hang though. Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the